Okay, good morning everyone, and a special welcome to Senator Kate Lundy, the Parliamentary Secretary to the Prime Minister and Parliamentary Secretary for Immigration and Multicultural Affairs, who's representing the Minister for Home Affairs, the Honourable Brendan O'Connor, who can't be with us today. Other distinguished guests, award winners, ladies and gentlemen, my name's Adam Thomason. I'm the Director of the Australian Institute of Criminology, and I get to sort of welcome you here for the first part of today before we hand over to the Senator to hand out the awards. As is customary at such events, we would normally begin by paying our respects to the traditional owners of the land, and we had arranged for Auntie Agnes Shea, an elder from the Ngunnawal people, to come and give us a welcome to country. Unfortunately, she's been called away this morning, so what I will say is that I'll begin by acknowledging the Ngunnawal people, the traditional owners of the land on which we meet today, and by paying my respects to their elders, both past and present. And we hope that wherever Auntie Agnes is, that she's doing okay, and that also her thoughts may occasionally turn to us as well, as we meet on Ngunnawal land. The Australian Institute of Criminology is proud to be able to host the 2011 Australian Crime and Violence Prevention Awards. One of the very pleasant duties that I've got as Director of the Australian Institute of Criminology is to be the Chair of the Board of the ACVPA Awards. And I get to read, as a result of that, all the very good community-based crime prevention programs that are going on across the country that otherwise I wouldn't probably get to hear about. And it's quite an exciting thing to sort of get the big folder and all the awards and to read through all the great work that's going on across the country. And we also again then get together here once a year to actually announce some award winners, to actually recognise best practice, if you like, for the year in terms of the programs that are going on across the country. And these awards do provide, I think, a marvellous recognition for people and agencies working across the nation to prevent crime. And I'd like to thank you all for coming today, particularly those of you who have come from quite a distance. And we've got some projects from Tassie, from the top end in Darwin, and also from the far west, from Perth. So it's great to actually have you all here to get your awards. I'm also pleased that some of the ACVPA board members have been able to make the trip down to Canberra to also be present for today, because again they get to make these decisions and it's good they get to see the results and meet some of the award winners. Because it is important that we take the time to recognise successful crime prevention programs. Programs such as those being given awards today. Not only do they make a significant contribution to preventing crime and improving safety in their communities, but they also provide best practice models that can be adopted by other communities around the nation as they work to prevent crime, antisocial behaviour, or as they work to improve social cohesion and to create a positive community for people to live and work in. And finally, I'm grateful to Senator Lundy for joining us today in order to present the awards, not to prevent them, to present them. I'd like you now to join with me in officially welcoming Senator Kate Lundy, Parliamentary Secretary to the Prime Minister and Parliamentary Secretary for Immigration and Multicultural Affairs, to present the awards.
Thank you very much, Adam. Thank you, Adam. I too would like to acknowledge the Ngunnawal people and thank their elders for their ongoing contribution to this beautiful land. And welcome for those of you who've travelled to Canberra, to the national capital. Dr. Adam Thomason, Director of the Australian Institute of Criminology, Commissioner Roman Quadfleg, Chief Police Officer, ACT Policing, Mr. John Lawler, CEO, Australian Crime Commission, and Ms. Helen Waters, OAM, ACT Human Rights and Discrimination Commissioner from the ACT Human Rights Commission. It is with great pleasure that I'm able to join you today on behalf of the Minister for the 2011 Australian Crime and Prevention Awards. These awards are now in their 18th year. The first awards occurred back in 1993 during the Keating government, and they have continued to play an important role in promoting and encouraging effective community-based initiatives in the prevention of crime and violence. The awards are sponsored by the heads of Australian governments and the Ministerial Council for Police and Emergency Management, and are managed by the Australian Institute of Criminology here in Canberra. The ACVPA program provides an important and valuable service to governments by identifying practical projects that reduce crime in the community and which can be replicated throughout Australia. This year there are a total of 52 nominations, and the breadth and depth of nominations demonstrated yet again the outstanding contributions being made in Australian communities and prove that our communities and their policing organisations are undertaking some truly innovative and admirable work that deserves recognition. This year's winners reflect initiatives around Indigenous and rural communities, drug and alcohol related crimes, offenders and victims of domestic and family violence, vulnerable youth, the prevention of ATM robberies, and the importance of partnerships in preventing and protecting communities against crime and violence. The awards are an opportunity to share the success of those efforts and to foster further creativity amongst communities in how to reduce crime and violence. Crime prevention is a crucial requirement for a safe and secure society and community well-being and social cohesion. Evidence clearly shows that effective crime prevention initiatives contribute significantly to achievement of a safe and secure community. Through dedicated effort, Australia has experienced significant declines in almost all categories of crime over the past decade, including marked reduction in motor vehicle theft, property crimes and homicide. Yet the cost of crime, both social and economic costs, remain, and so, as encouraging as recent trends in crime may be, there remains a considerable level of crime-related harm that needs to be reduced and prevented. The police alone cannot prevent crime. Government agencies, community groups, businesses and individuals all need to combine their resources in an effort to avert a range of crimes before they happen. A concerted crime prevention effort can target crimes such as drug-related crime, property crime, violence, robbery, vandalism, underage drinking, truancy and juvenile crime. And crime prevention programs generally work by changing a combination of environmental and social factors relating to incidences of offences. For example, the social approach is most commonly directed at trying to influence the underlying social and economic causes of crime, and may include action to improve housing, health well-being and educational achievement, as well as improved community cohesion. Whereas the environmental approach seeks to change the specific characteristics of the environment that causes criminal events, such as improving surveillance or street lighting, installing closed-circuit television, window locks, or introducing safer money handling procedures and limiting the amount of money held on premises. And I'm pleased to say that the winning initiatives this year cover a range of innovative programs that fit several crime prevention methodologies: social, structural, environmental design and policing. This year's ACVPA selection board identified 7 national award winners. 3 of these projects are in the community sector, 2 in the government sector and 2 in the police sector. So now I'd like to move to the announcement of the awards. I do have a bit to say about each awardee, so be patient and listen, and then I'll invite the awardee up for the formal presentation.